China is not planning to destroy the US, but instead buy every square inch of it for their own profit and control. As economic conditions worsen, businesses, real estate, and land will become cheaper and more attractive to the foreign investor. China has clearly shown their interest as they continue to engulf the US piece by piece. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we will talk about what China has done to the US, but first, I said it here before, but the Federal Reserve keeps rates on hold ahead of the election. That doesn't surprise me. It shouldn't surprise you either. They don't want to spook anybody prior to this election, and they also suggest that they promise they will increase rates in December. That remains to be seen. We're going to cover it obviously as it happens. And all we need to do now is anticipate this December rate hike. Will they do it? If they do, it's going to be marginal yet again. And that will be, instead of 4 times this year, only 1 time increasing the rates. All right, let's get into this. I covered it here on the channel a few years ago. You're looking at the world's biggest movie theater operator taking over AMC in 2012 for $2.6 billion. So right here you have a massive acquisition that took place. China basically getting in to the US entertainment business, and it is on a massive scale. So there are many reasons why this happens, why they're buying land, why they're buying real estate. And I'll leave that, for the end. Stay with me for a moment. This is a few months ago, made it clear that they plan to become the world's largest movie theater company one way or another. Talking about another acquisition, $650 million worth. Going from a real estate company into the entertainment business. Why? Where is the profit? Is it really big profit? A lot of these movies lose money. A lot of them are not money-making movies. Here is another thing, what they have this sort of resort, what they call it, but it even has, all infrastructure. It's basically a town. All the infrastructure you would ever need to live, and this is owned by the same corporation, expanding far beyond what their sort of initial intentions were, expanding to new heights. Now, look at this. This is an article. I read this article here, very long, in fact, out of the Hollywood Reporter, talking about the richest man in China who owns this corporation. He's the head of the corporation here, Wang Jianlin. And he said something very powerful, and it's really the only thing I want to focus on for this video. And that is his first impression of the Hollywood film business. The income is not so big, but its influence is very large. And to me, this sets off alarm bells in my head. The influence that they have, whoever it is that controls these media corporations, will ultimately affect everyone watching the content. So right now you have a very, very small amount of, people at the top controlling all the information below. There are 6 major corporations, soon to be even less, 6 major corporations that control basically all of the media. And that is very dangerous for obvious reasons. And then you have this, where he boldly says, the influence of Hollywood is very large. Now, what if you could change that sort of the way you see China? What they can do that with different movies, TV shows, if they buy up some of these conglomerates that control the media, the news media, suddenly giving much positive and sort of this favoritism that we see definitely with some of these media organizations here in the US, despite where you are, whether it's Canada, US, UK, you always find that the state-owned media generally, or in all cases, in fact, will only talk good, very, very minimal critical analysis. Anyway, this is what I wanted to say. I think is very important. We need to really understand that China is purchasing massive amounts of land, businesses, and real estate across the US, across Canada, and it's individuals. It's also the government of China. They do so through holding companies. They do so through individuals like this who are absolutely connected, and also with Alibaba and everything else. So this is on a massive scale at this time, and I believe that it is very important for you to keep your eyes on it. This right here is France, an absolute bedlam. It is destroyed. This area of France is, they have this, the migrants coming in, and it has gone from, sort of a sad situation to one that is actually extremely dangerous. I don't know who's fighting who in these scenes. You should watch the video if you are interested. I would highly recommend it. It is absolute. It looks like the apocalypse. It really does. The streets are disgusting. There is groups of people. I don't know how they're identifying each other, but they're beating each other senseless with sticks and throwing things and everything. And it looks like the police aren't even around. I don't know how this all started. I don't know how it's happening, but it isn't ending. It's actually getting much, much worse as the streets turn into something very, very fierce. Complaints of syringes and feces rise dramatically in San Francisco. So while you have this very strange opposites that are occurring with, drugs and homelessness and poverty and everything on one end, and then you have extremely high housing prices and rental prices at the same time. You have a massive divide that is occurring, and San Francisco and other areas of California and Manhattan and everything else are showing you exactly how this is. Yeah, you can skew the statistics to show San Francisco is excellent. Look at the real estate prices, look at the prosperity here and this and that. But then you look at this and it shows you some of the truth you don't get generally. And it isn't really understood. And we need to really look into this deeper. Look at the rate of just between 2015 and 2016, how bad things have become in 1 year alone. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. Last but not least, if you found the video informative, I know you'll find my book, The Money GPS, even more informative. If you want to look through the book, just go over to Amazon. They have this look inside feature. That's going to allow you to flip through the pages of the book and see if you like it. Take care.